Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the 225th meeting of Samsung Bangalore's Toastmasters Club. Toastmasters is a place where you can work on your communication, leadership, and public speaking skills through learning by doing and constructive feedback. Samsung Bangalore Toastmasters Club joined this international organization in 2017. Since then, we have won multiple accolades, including the coveted President's Distinguished Club Award, the highest recognition in Toastmasters community for clubs, 3 times in a row. Ladies and gentlemen, I once again welcome you to the 225th meeting. Now, before we begin today's meeting, I would like to list down some guidelines. 1. I would request all speakers, the prepaid, the table topic speakers, the role takers, everyone to refrain from speaking on the taboo topics, which are sex, religion, politics, and in our case, your work at Samsung. Secondly, I would request everyone to support the speakers. You can do this by muting your microphones, keeping your video on, and being very generous with your applause. I will also be sharing an attendance, a link to the attendance form in the chat. I request you all to fill it. Now, I think we are ready to start today's meeting. With no further ado, I would like to invite on stage the VPPR of Samsung Bangalore's Toastmasters Club. For the first time as Toastmaster of the Day, Toastmaster Mrinal.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Arun. Thank you very much, Toastmaster Arun, for your kind introduction. Actually, I am facing low bandwidth from my side. Therefore, I will not be able to switch on my video. So, good evening, my fellow Toastmasters and guests. This is my debut as the Toastmaster of the Day. Now, this can be one of those events which could have a major contribution in my life journey. Our lives are full of turning points, stepping stones, magical transformations. Now, sometime in the past, a boy wanders over a falling apple. And after that, his as well as the fate of the world changed completely. A youth started chasing a beam of light. And consequently, the world transformed again. A rocket engineer, doubtful of his capabilities, finds newfound strength reading a quote from a book in a hotel lobby. In the pre-modern era, there were like the mix of the people known as the alchemists. The alchemists were supposedly the people who knew how to convert the other metals to gold. Now, literally, were there any such people or it was just a myth? I don't know. But from my personal experiences, I can say that there have been many alchemists in my life, sometimes in the form of a person, other times in the form of an event, a novel, a movie, a social media post, even a conversation. And I'm sure many of you might have had similar experiences, which we can share here. Therefore, today's meeting is themed as alchemists of our lives. With this, I would like to start today's session. Let me call the general evaluator for the day, Toastmaster Ankit, to introduce his role as well as the role of the tag team. Over to you, general evaluator Ankit.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the Day, Mrinal, for handing the stage over to me. So today I will be the general evaluator and I'll be evaluating this entire session, be it the speakers, the speech evaluators, as well as the ones who are going to take up the table topics to speak for the first time or to have their speeches. So to me, like with me, we have, again, only me and Arun, who are acting as a tag team member. So I would like to call upon the timer of the day, who is Toastmaster Arun, to talk about his roles.
Thank you, Toastmaster Ankit. I think the name of the role itself describes my role in today's meeting. But to reiterate my responsibilities, as the timer, I'll be timing the prepared speeches, the table topic speeches, and the evaluations. Just revising the rules, the prepared speeches will be 5 to 7 minutes long. At the 5th minute, I'll be showing the green card. At the 6th minute, I'll be showing the yellow card. And at the 7th minute, I'll be showing the red card. For the table topics, it will be 1, 1.5, and 2. And for the speech evaluations, it will be 2, 2.5, and 3. Now, once I show the red card, you will have a grace period of 30 seconds to end your speech. And I'll be presenting my report at the end of the session. Thank you. Over to you, Toastmaster Ankit.
Thank you, Toastmaster Arun, to let us know about the role of a timer. It would be nice if you could show us how you're going to change your background to red, yellow, and green in a reverse order.
Definitely, Ankit. So this will be the green card.
Yeah.
This will be the yellow card. And this will be the red card.
Thank you, Toastmaster Arun.
Yeah, I have pinned the timer. I hope everyone can see the timings and follow the same. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Arun. And to help me out as an hour counter, we have Arun, who will be counting the hours and arms. And I'm calling upon Toastmaster Arun and giving him an extra responsibility to make our session a success today. Over to you, Toastmaster Arun.
Hello, everyone. I'm back again, and this time as an hour counter. Now, what are these asks? Asks can be anything. They can be something like, I like, the crutch words, which you use when you're thinking, and like just like how I'm using right now, right? And this decreases the effectiveness of your speech. And it is generally advised to reduce it. And as an hour counter, I will be keeping a track of all your ahs, so's, and like. And I'll be presenting my report at the very end when the general evaluator calls me. Thank you. Over to you, Toastmaster Ankit.
Thank you, Toastmaster Arun, for beautifully explaining both the roles of a timer and an hour counter. And as our president today has taken 2 roles, so how I can be with a single role. So today I am taking the role of a grammarian as well. And the word of the day today is ponder. So I'll be just posting the word and its uses in the chat section so that all of us can use it throughout the meeting and can go away with a new word, which is ponder. Ponder means to think very deeply. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day, Mrinal.
Thank you, Toastmaster Ankit. And so let's call our first prepared speaker. Our first prepared speaker is Toastmaster Subrat Das, who is giving his level 4 project 1 speech. And the speech evaluator for him is Toastmaster Jayesh. Toastmaster Subrat is from Standard Chartered GBS Eco World Toastmasters Club, while his evaluator Toastmaster Jayesh is from Western Digital. I would like to call upon Jayesh to set the speech objectives for our speaker. Over to you, Toastmaster Jayesh.
Thanks, Toastmaster Mrinal. The speech today is an L4 P1 speech for the pathway of effective coaching. And the title of the speech will be Coach the Coach. I believe the objective here would be for the speaker, Toastmaster Subrat Das, is to ensure that through his speech, he is able to inspire in us the ability to coach or to better lead other people in our lives. So going forward, I'm really looking forward to the speech of TM Subrat Das.
Thank you, Toastmaster Jayesh, for laying out the objectives of the speech of Toastmaster Subrat. So I would like to call upon stage Toastmaster Subrat with his speech on Coach the Coach. To you, Toastmaster Subrat.
Thank you, Toastmaster Mrinal, for this opportunity. I would first like to thank the Samsung team for accommodating my speech in their meeting. With that said, I would like to get started on what I am here to talk about. The great Muhammad Ali once said, "It isn't the mountain ahead that you have to climb which bogs you down. It is a pebble in your shoe which bogs you down. More often than not, we have a lot of challenges which we put in our head, thinking this cannot be done or a certain milestone cannot be achieved by me. This is quite a lot untrue, and it has been proven time and again by a lot of people in this world. The example that I gave of Muhammad Ali, he has done it numerous times, and he has then mentored and coached many wrestlers, many athletes to do the best. Today I would like to present to you one such story, where I happen to not necessarily coach, I would not say coach, I happen to mentor somebody who is from my college. We bumped into each other in a college alumnus meet, and from there what we happen to know is we both are from the same background or the similar city, the same city. So we happen to connect over some coffee, and then we thought we should keep the channel open. uh, Cut to June 2020, in the mid of COVID, when the whole world was panicking and we had a lot of crisis happening around us. But we also had some free time for us to do what we all wanted to do. Some of us took up painting, some of us took up coaching, like me. So the channel opened up when I reacted to one of his WhatsApp statuses and said, "Hey, this looks good. How did you do this?" And that, from there we started off this conversation. What I got to know post that is that here's a guy who's pretty smart, who has done most of the things right till now. He has a decent job, and he has a very clear path at where he wants to go. So you might be thinking, so why did he need me? Like, I am no Muhammad Ali here, right? Why did he need me? But during our conversation, what he happened to say to me is, uh, Subrat, I think I might need your help with some decision that I want to take, or in general, I want to learn from you. I gave him the big caveat that, see, I am no professional expert, I am no certified coach, but I would give my inputs to you. So, what did we do? For starters, I needed to know a lot about him to understand what I need to tell to him. So we got talking and talking, and we got to know that where he's from, what he has done, the background, why he did what he did. In terms of, I asked him those why questions, which Simon Sinek asked us to think of, right? Those references. Why do you want to do this? Why did you do the MBA? Why are you doing this role that you're currently in the company? Or why did you choose XYZ company over ABC company? So those why questions I asked him, and when I got those convincing answers, I understood that he is a man with a clear purpose. All he needed is some help on the way to get his focus very oriented, like the race course horse. And I hope I have done that job. So what did I do here? So again, if you go back to my context, it was just he needed some help with some decision. So he was looking for a change. He had been approached by a particular company, and he was also looking at few other opportunities, which is where he was slightly confused about which one to pick. Now I heard him through. I heard the options that the companies were providing, the roles that they were providing, what exposure he would have, and how that role would help him in his longer goal. So once I got to know of this, and I asked him those questions, which we get answered immediately after college. Where do you see yourself 5 years down the lane, Ankit? What do you think is your dream job, Mrinal or XYZ? So I asked him those questions, and then he answered me those questions pretty not so very clearly, because we all do not know in these uncertain times if we would be here to celebrate our next birthday. Sadly, that's the truth. But we got to know a lot of things from him, and then that's where I tried to give him the options, lay out the options in front of him, saying this is option number one, this is option number two, this is option number three. I also helped him with some negotiation skills in the interview room. I think those helped him, those went handy for him when he was discussing the some things around the role or the designation or the salary information. What we also talked about is how do we handle the planned scenario or the unfortunate scenarios, because that is also something which we are doing in life. We also need to be prepared for that. And what also I helped him, I kind of we worked together on, is to make his profile relevant. By profile relevant, I do not make his jivansathi.com ID. I only helped him in making his LinkedIn profile slightly more relevant, and that has clearly helped him. What did I learn out of this, or what would somebody learn out of this exercise? It helps as a person to have a better worldview, because you're not just helping somebody with the information, you're also getting to know a lot of information. And it also helped my friend, my mentee, with some good skills around negotiation, around how he can think of himself, having a vision board and all of those things. Last but not the least, this opportunity gave me, or is still giving me, a channel to learn and to know about another person very well. And I have that communication channel open every day, be it just saying a hi, good morning, or wishing them happy Ganesh Chaturthi when the time is there. I hope you all get to meet such coaches, or become a coach to one of your family, friends, anyone whom you would want to have a better life. And with that note, I would like to sign off with this one thing: if it does not challenge you, it will not change you. All the best. Back to you, TMOD.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Subrat. It was a great speech. Let's unmute our mics and give a big round of applause for Toastmaster Subrat. It was really a speech to ponder, and really it matched to our theme of the day as well. That's how can somebody be the alchemist of our life? How can somebody be the coach of our life? And knowingly or unknowingly, they can influence our life to a very large extent. And you showed us this. Thank you very much, Subrat. And with this, I would like to. Our next prepared speaker is Toastmaster Reena, who is giving her level 1 project 2 speech. She is from Gabby's Toastmaster Club. In her words, the day she was born, the world had to make room for a little more fancy. Toastmaster Reena adorns multiple hats in her real life of a mother, image consultant, actor, and social worker. Reena believes the two most important days in your life are the day you are born and the day you know why. The speech evaluator for her is Toastmaster Aparna. She is the VP Ed of the Gabby's Club, Toastmaster Club, professionally a coach and an entrepreneur. I would like to call upon Aparna to set the speech objectives for our speaker. Over to you, Toastmasters Aparna.
Thank you very much, T-Mod Mrinal. My target speaker today is attempting her L1 P2 Speech 1 in the Pathway Presentation Mastery. The purpose of this project is for the member to present a speech on any topic, receive feedback, and apply the feedback again on a second speech. The purpose of this speech is also for the member to demonstrate her how she has applied the feedback that is received in her first speech. So basically, this is a 3-part, and she's attempting her first part of speech here. With that, I wish her all the luck, and back to the TMOD.
Thank you, Toastmaster Aparna. And now I'd like to call upon Toastmaster Reena for the speech Dreamcatcher. Over to you, Toastmaster Reena.
Thank you. Good evening, everyone. Climb every mountain, ford every stream, follow every rainbow to catch your dream. Pondering in my cabin in 2018, I was wondering, is this what I'm made for? I was a business development manager at an overseas education firm. Yes, I had the accolades, I had the well-paid salary, and a lot of achievements under my belt. But is this all that I'm capable of? Well, I mustered the courage and resigned in 2018 end. Started my second innings of studying all over again after 2 decades to become an image consultant. Wow, that was an amazing journey. I made friends for life, learning for life. Yes, the tests and assessments were difficult, but I did ace them. That's where I met Sonia, the faculty. One day, she called me to her table. Reena, have you ever contemplated modeling or participating in a pageant? Sonia, are you kidding me? I've been a wife, a mother, and on a desk job for the last, I don't know how many decades. Reena, you have it in you. Please trust me and apply. Well, that conversation ended that day. But Sonia didn't forget. I did. She called me one more time after a month. She said, there's this pageant happening in Goa, and this is the registration link. I am not listening to anything. I know you can do it. Not to put Sonia's trust in me down and to challenge myself one more time, I applied. Out of hundreds of contestants all across India, I was shortlisted among the top 30 for Mrs. India I'm Beautiful pageant to be held in 2019 at the Hilton, Goa. Well, that was just the beginning. Many people think that pageants are all about looks. No, it is not. There are so many things behind the scene. I thought that it is very easy, but I had to learn talent round. And I was like, I don't sing. I don't play an instrument. What do I do? Well, dancing, you know, the Bollywood thing, that comes very easily to us Indians. So I hired a choreographer. Well, she nearly wanted to pull her hair, but she didn't leave me and I didn't give up. I learned to dance. I learned public speaking. I used to stand for hours in front of the mirror, video record myself, learn question and answer, learn to walk in heels, not in 1 inch, but 3.5 inches, waddling like a duck initially, but I did it. And then I had to do a general knowledge, a lot of reading, a lot of fitness. So the pageant gave me, it boosted my morale. And finally, the day came where I had to reach Goa. Do you know that the minute you land is when the judgment starts by the judges? You do not know, they are all hiding somewhere. And you get judged for every little thing, the personality, the conduct, the way you talk, the way you walk. And I made, again, friends for life. We used to be busy from morning 8 o'clock till night 12 o'clock. But it is said, success happens when opportunity meets preparation. We used to have trainings, fitness sessions, social awareness, walking the ramp, and whatnot. We used to be tired, but it was a lot of fun because this was my second innings and I was living my dream. Then came the talent round, which I had practiced for 2 months. And 30 of us so excited. I was looking dolled up with all my props, with the Bollywood number playing in my mind, the choreography playing in my mind. But alas, I forgot my steps. I didn't win that round. But good, I learned a big lesson that day, that your emotions should not take the good of you. You should not get so anxious and doubt yourself so much that you can't perform. Well, that made me wiser and it gave me the courage because in 2 days was the finals. The finals, we were 30 of us. We had done prepared introduction of 1.5 minutes each. Each of us had to go on the stage, speak to the judges. The room was full in Hilton. It was full of lights, decorations. We were walking the ramp in the best of outfits and we gave the introduction. And as Divine had it and the preparation that I did, I got selected in the top 15. From top 15, you must have seen it on the television. They give you some chits to answer, so you don't know the questions. I was given questions. From 15 of us, 5 of us moved forward. Again, I was among the top 5. Well, top 5, again, you're given a list of questions. And there, again, you have to use your wit. You have to use your presence of mind, your confidence. And I had told myself, whatever happens, I am not going to doubt myself. And I answered it. And then you're waiting with that pose there. You have to look all elegant. Deep down, you're so nervous. And you're wondering, will they call my name or not? And then it goes like this. And the second runner-up is, it's not me, but you have to clap. You have to be sporting because they're well-deserved, right? I clap. I go back in my position. They tell you to stand in a T. And how much over you're sweating for because you're working since the whole evening, but you can't let it show on your face. You have to look confident. You have to look happy. This is your day. And then finally, the first runner-up is, again, it's not my name. So out of the 5, there are 3 of us left on stage and 2 have been crowned. And then I'm waiting. I had already won the subtitle of Mrs. Personality, Mrs. Beautiful Personality. So I said, is that all that I'm taking home today? What about the crown? But I didn't want to give up. I said, Reena, wait, just wait. It will happen. Somehow I knew that it would happen maybe. And there, the audience is screaming, the lights are blinding. And somewhere I can hear, Mrs. India, I'm beautiful 2019 is Reena Verma. And you must have seen on the stage, people go like this and they go teary-eyed. Exactly. I'll show you. I can't show you my pictures, but I was like this. I was teary-eyed and I couldn't believe. From that cabin where I was pondering, what am I made for? To ICBI, to the stage of Mrs. India, I am beautiful, to having my name splashed in the newspaper. So I ask all of you today, you, and you, will you climb every mountain, ford every stream, follow every rainbow to catch your dream? Thank you.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Reena. It was an awesome experience which you shared with us. So let's give a big round of applause for Toastmaster Reena. I hope every one of us get to see that day of our life when we catch our dream and we can share our experience with others. Thanks a lot, Toastmaster Reena. So going forward, our next session is table topic session. Let me invite the table topic master of the day, Toastmaster Arun. Over to you, Toastmaster Arun.
Hello, everyone. Today's table topics session will have a small twist. Instead of the regular table topic session, where you're given a topic and you have to speak on it, today's table topic session will be playing a game called as Switch, or it is also called as Turncoat. In this game, I'll be giving you a topic, something like A versus B. And you as the table topic speaker will have the freedom to choose any of the topic and to start on it. So A versus B, you start with the stance A. In between your speech, I will say switch, at which point you need to switch your stance and you need to start talking on the table on the other topic, on the topic B. So this is what we'll be playing today. And I would like to request any one of you to volunteer for the first topic so that everyone else gets to know what the game is and so that everyone can participate in this. So we have Jayesh, who is taking the brave step and volunteering as the first table topic speaker. So Jayesh, the first topic is movies versus books. Movies versus books, Toastmaster Jayesh.
Movies versus books. This is a question which has been troubling everyone born from 1980s to 2020. In the old times, this was not a problem because only books were there. And that's what I think we should be going forward with. Because books have a thing which movies don't. Books can take you to your own magical place. Same topic, same words can inspire different things in different people's minds. So that's something which books can offer, which movies can't. Plus, it does not even give you a strain on your eyes also. You can read thousands of books without having the need to take up spectacles while only a couple of movies and your eyes will be red and you might be asked to wear some prescription glasses. I've had that problem earlier.
Switch.
So one should, that all that being said, yeah, it's sure a person can imagine whatever he wants with respect to books, but movies are the real deal because you get into an imagination of a director. A director's thoughts, the way the writer intended those words to act, the way the writer intended for his world to be, you can just immerse yourself into that world. We have seen visionary directors like Christopher Nolan, and we can now see, we can be a part of their imagination, we can be a part of their world, we can feel the characters, we can go into that world and we can learn from it directly. So this removes the this removes the boundary for any kind of confusion from the text to your mind. You are able to understand exactly how the world was constructed to be interpreted as, and you are able to take valuable insights from it. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Toastmaster Jayesh. That was a wonderful attempt. And now I think everyone would have understood how the game is played now. So for the next volunteer, we have Toastmaster Subrat Das. Toastmaster Subrat Das, are you ready for the topic?
Yes.
So your topic is work from home versus work from office. And your time starts now.
Oh, this is an easy one. I love this. Oh, the work from office. I miss those wonderful coffees and those conversations by the lawn where the four of us would just while away 20 minutes just talking about everything from IPL to can't mention a lot of content here. And also go ahead and understand the try the different meals when I was back in Wipro in the different canteens. Every day would be spent in a different canteen, or the Fridays would be busy with outside food.
Switch.
Oh, work from home. I love how I can now sit in my pajamas right now and give a speech to 50 people, and nobody questions my attire, or there is nobody judging the coffee spilt on my tea. No, I also have the luxury to just get up 5 minutes before my call with my boss in the morning because I was busy binging Money Heist last night.
Switch.
Work from home could be busy, could be boring, but work from office, the travel, the feel that the wind hits you when you're back from office, that is blissful. I know Silk Board's traffic can be a trouble, but then the joy of riding a motorcycle in the rain, nothing can beat it. Coming to work from home, I like the peaceful time I spent with my family, listening to just some good Rabindra Sangit. What can you beat that with? Just
Switch.
a nice cup of tea and some pakodis to go with it. That's my time. Back to you, while for you to debate on this.
Thank you, Toastmaster Subrat, for that for that wonderful take on work from home versus work from office. And now we have the Toastmaster of the day himself participating. So, Mrinal, your topic is beaches versus mountains. Where would you like to go? So, Toastmaster Mrinal, your time starts now.
Thank you, Toastmaster Arun. So even if this is a complicated decision to make, I would like to go for a beach. Last year, I had the opportunity to travel to last year. I had the opportunity to travel to Goa, and it was an awesome experience. Sitting on a beach, on the sandy beach, relaxing in your shorts, having some drinks. It really is a very, very relaxing exercise after the long term of work which we do in our work time. Now, compared to the mountain where we have to climb a mountain and to be a little more, we have to do more work climbing the mountains and exerting ourselves. Beaches can be much more comfortable, much more relaxing, and thus much more fruitful in relaxation.
Switch.
Even though it is so, but the level of level of satisfaction which we get from accomplishing a particular range of a mountain, when we travel on it, when we trek the different parts of the mountains, that is absolutely awesome. The experience cannot be experienced on a beach. When we look at the landforms below the mountain, and we find ourselves at the top of the world, literally at the top of the world, that moment is exhilarating. Nothing can beat when we face the cold, chilly winds on our face at the top of the mountains. And that obviously a visit to a beach cannot match that experience. And thus, standing at the top of the world, thinking about how we have reached this position can be a very fruitful exercise. Thank you, Toastmaster Arun. Over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Mrinal, for vividly describing both mountains and beaches and making us miss traveling during this pandemic. Now, for the next table topic, we have Toastmaster Aparna. So, Toastmaster Aparna, your topic is something which is related to Toastmasters itself. Prepared speeches versus table topic speeches. So over to you, Toastmaster Aparna.
If you're a newbie to Toastmasters, or if you're someone who hates to stand in front of people, table topics is for you. Go stand there. You can be embarrassed only for a minute. So I tell you, that is the best thing to do. Your fear of glossophobia will evaporate. Stand in front of people for 1 minute and speak your mind, blabber away. And by the time you can turn stupid, the time will be out. So no one can find out that you really don't know anything about what you're speaking. That is why I tell you, table topics is good, but not the best. Why? Because we are here to learn prepared speeches. As leaders, you can get away with being silly once in a while, but not for long. And if you really want to learn communication, you need to be able to hold your fort for a longer period of time. And that is why I tell you, my friends, prepared speeches, it is all the way. 5 minutes, 7 minutes. Nobody died of speaking, right? At least not till now. So go for prepared speeches. Stand your ground. Speak your way. Find your forte. And trust me, it's going to take you to greater heights, much greater heights than you can ever imagine. However, table topics will come to your rescue whenever you think you can't do anything about the situation you're in. You know why? It teaches you a life skill called small talks. With small talks, you build relationships at work and at home. There have been umpteen situations where small talks can take you from being a zero to a hero. If you don't believe me, see the tweets people are putting there. Just single liners. Pick them up. Use them in your small talks. You're a hero wherever you go. And that is why I tell you, memorize those table topics to your rescue every single time. And that's been my time. Back to you, TTM.
Thank you, Toastmaster Aparna. And even though I had forced you to take a stance on prepared speeches versus table topic speeches, I think we can all agree over here that both of them are really beneficial to us. And with that, I'll now be concluding the table topic session. Over to you, Toastmaster of the Day, Toastmaster Mrinal.
Thank you, Toastmaster Arun. It was a very, very fun session. Switching our stance from one to another in a switch of a second. Now, next, I would like to invite the general evaluator, Toastmaster Ankit, to give his evaluations with his tag team. Over to you, Toastmaster Ankit.
Thank you, Toastmaster Mrinal, for calling me again. Well, it was worth it to organize today's. We were short of people, but we organized it with a greed.
Ankit, I think there is some audio issue at your end.
Can you hear me? Hello?
Yeah, now it's better.
Is it all right?
Yes.
Thank you. So thank you, Toastmaster Mrinal, for again calling me back to give you a general evaluation for today's session. So today's session was really difficult because we were short of people to take the roles, but we ended up organizing it just for a greed that we would get to hear two amazing speeches as well, along with Toastmaster Arun conducting this switch drive, which would let us know different topics on which how exactly people change their stance. Well, I would just let you know as a grammarian of the day that today two of us have used the word of the day, ponder, Mrinal and Reena. And I haven't spotted any wrong uses of grammar, even during this speech or during the table topics. I would like to call upon the timer of the day, Toastmaster Arun, to give us his timer report. Over to you, Toastmaster Arun.
Sorry, Toastmaster Ankit, I think it would be better to have the timers report after the speech evaluations so that I can even include their report, their timings in my report.
Yeah, sure. So then we will move on to the subjective evaluation, and I would call upon the first evaluator, Toastmaster Jayesh, to do the subjective evaluation for the day.
Thank you, Toastmaster Ankit. So let me start. Today, I had the opportunity to evaluate Toastmaster Subrat's speech, which was on the title of Coach the Coach. The purpose of the speech was to inspire in us the ability to help others become a better leader. And I believe he was successful in his attempt. He told us with his own personal life example of how he helped his friend shape his decision and move forward in his life. His friend had everything. There was not a big mountain to climb, as he mentioned. There were just some small pebbles, some small shining that was needed, with which Toastmaster Subrat helped him with. His voice was clear throughout, and there was nothing, even while during his entire experience, there was no issue of vocal clarity or eye contacts. He was straight talking to us. He was engaging us with his own personal experience, and we learned a lot out of it. We learned how we just need a small push sometimes. And that small push is something what this coach needs in order to coach us, because we are all our personal coaches. In order to coach us to become even better, just some small hints, some small questions are needed. That's what Toastmaster Subrat did. He asked some questions, and with the help of those questions, his friend was able to understand what he needs to do in his life. He made some small tweaks on his profile and some small improvements, and that's what was all the help that his friend needed. That's what such kind of effective coaching is required, and that's what the kind of coaches we need in our lives, who can give us some small pushes and make us better leaders. I would I believe there is a little bit of scope for improvement in the gestures department. Toastmaster Subrat, he was trying his best to give gestures as much as possible and to engage the audience with his hand movements. But I believe maybe there's a limitation because of COVID also, that we cannot portray a full body and a full body personality and a full gestures. So that limited him. But maybe he can make some changes, maybe move back a little, and maybe make sure his body language is expressed in a more clear manner. Also, I believe there's a little bit of scope of improvement in the audience interactions. I would suggest Toastmaster Subrat to ask a few questions to the audience and to make sure that they ponder over the solutions before you provide them with. So that's it. That was my evaluation for Toastmaster Subrat. I really enjoyed his speech and I learned something out of it. Thanks, and over to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, Toastmaster Jayesh, for making my life a little bit easier so that I didn't have to give a subjective evaluation. Now I would like to call upon Toastmaster Aparna to do the subjective evaluation of our second speaker, Toastmaster Reena. Over to you, Toastmaster Aparna.
Thank you, GE. Reena, dream catcher. Your speech indeed caught our dreams in a big way. I'll tell you why. I love the fact that you are a master storyteller. You have a natural knack for it. Definitely prone into it, and that is where your strength lies. You are a master storyteller. Why? Because you're extremely descriptive. The way you describe the lights, the audience, the 4 inches heel, and the way you stood, you even had a prop. All the makings of a fantastic storyteller. You should definitely explore this opportunity and this style a lot more. It comes very naturally to you. Another thing about you, which distinctively happens when you come on screen, is the way you connect with the audience. The story you spoke is not something a lot of us relate to here. In fact, predominantly we have men here in the audience who probably don't know what a beauty pageant is beyond Legally Blonde, or one of those movies where they show all these pageants. But the way you narrated the story, it connected with each of us. The underlying message that no matter what, no matter in which phase of life you are, no matter how old you are, you can always go after that dream, came out very clearly. And that is why, if you notice, even our TMOD said, maybe one day we will be able to speak about our dream. That is very important in any well-drafted speech, because there is an intent, there is an underlying reason why you're here and giving us that story. It came out very clearly. Your connect with the audience was fantastic. However, we are all here to become better speakers, and there is always scope to improve. There were a couple of things that I noticed, which I'd like to bring to your attention. First of all, when we speak about a subject which is very close to our heart, it is very easy to get emotionally charged, and it's only natural, right? It was very obvious in your speech that it was a very emotional talk. And when that happened, your pace picked up. You went very fast, especially where you spoke about the things that happen behind the screens, like they're being tested for that. Yes, you can increase your speed sometimes to give multiple points, as it's a way of drafting a speech. But this seemed more like impromptu there when you did that. You said, your talent round, your health round, and that, and so on, right? You were picking up pace. It has to come into the audience every time you say that. When you're slating it out, it has to be very planned out. If you're doing something so fast, it has to be very carefully planned out. So try and do that in your speech the next time. You have 5 points. Be very clear about what are the 5 points you're going to say when you're going very fast, and deliver it completely. While doing it, another thing happened. At the end of it, your voice dropped, especially when you said something about emotionally, you were very emotional when it happened. You actually got emotional, and the last word I couldn't hear. I will give you the exact sentence that you said. That can be overcome by another way. Start using a mic, a Boya mic, or any mic. A column mic goes a long way. So try using a mic. The same thing applies when you did the role play, right? You turned a little bit, your voice became a little feeble. You could either choose to raise your voice or start using a column mic. These little things, they go a long way. But apart from that, I think it was fantastic. I have a few more suggestions, which I will give it to you in your evaluation sheet. But apart from that, hard to believe it's it's only your second speech. You are going to go great heights. Back to you, GE. I'm done.
Thank you, Toastmaster Aparna, for this subjective evaluation for a very nice speaker, Toastmaster Reena. Now I would like to call upon the timer as well as the R counter of the day, Toastmaster Arun, to give his report.
Thank you, Toastmaster Ankit. I'll be keeping my reports very concise. So the timer report, no one has exceeded their times. So I'll now be narrating the individual timings of all the speakers. Toastmaster Subrat took 7 minutes 17 seconds. Toastmaster Reena took 7 minutes 12 seconds. In the table topic speeches, Jayesh took 1 minute 48. Toastmaster Subarta took 1 minute 32. Toastmaster Mrinal 2 minutes, and Toastmaster Aparna 2 minutes 4 seconds. In the speech evaluations, Toastmaster Jayesh took 2 minutes 46 seconds, whereas Toastmaster Aparna took 3 minutes 30 seconds. Exactly, you finished at the dot. So congratulations to everyone for not being disqualified for the voting. And for the R counter report, Jayesh, you had no catchword usage during during the introduction of the speaker and during your table topic speech. But during your evaluation, you used a couple of ums and ahs, including, so there were a couple of sentences which you joined together using the word and something like that. Toastmaster Subrat, during your speech, and during your table topic speech too, your main crutchword usage was a. Toastmaster Mrinal, no crutch words, but a few times you repeat the words where you, instead of using the crutch words, you repeat the sentence again, repeat the half of the sentence again. And Toastmaster Aparna and Reena, I could not find any crutch word usage in your speeches. I think Gabby's Toastmasters has some advanced program for reducing the crutch word usage. Yeah, with that being said, that is the end of the R counter and the timer report. Over to you, General Evaluator, Toastmaster Ankit.
Thank you, Toastmaster Arun, for such a concise report. And now I would like to hand over this stage to Toastmaster of the Day, Mrinal. Over to you, Toastmaster Mrinal.
Thanks a lot, Toastmaster Ankit, and thanks a lot to all the evaluators for giving out a detailed evaluation. Now, I'd like to request Arun to share the voting form and the attendance sheet so that we can get to. Okay. So now elaborating. Hello.
Attendance sheet has been shared.
Okay, great, great. So now elaborating further on the theme of our meeting. So today it was both of our speeches were based on some of the dreams which we followed either in our life or helped others to follow. So the alchemists in our life, some people like Toastmaster Reena said that in her one of the conversations, she got the motivation to catch her dream. And that was a very important point of her life when she finally, that was a turning point in her life where she was able to go to the next stage of her life. Similarly, Toastmaster Subrat was able to coach many of the people. Now he played the role of the alchemist in their life. Therefore, we as an interconnected society have ample space to play the alchemist in others' life, and others are already playing in us. And for sure, the people today who shared their experiences with us, they are going to be the alchemist in my life as well. So with this, let me conclude today's session. So I would like to hand over the stage to our president, Toastmaster Arun. Over to you, Toastmaster Arun.
Thank you, Toastmaster Mrinal, for choosing that beautiful theme. We can all agree that there are few people who change our lives completely. And I think your theme reminded us of those people. And thank you for choosing this wonderful theme. I have now put the voting form in the chat. I would like to request everyone from the audience to please vote on the best role taker and the speakers. And while we are doing that, I would also, the stage is now open to all our guests to please come forward and and share any of your feedbacks or experiences of today's session.
May I go?
Yes, Aparna, you have the stage.
So Toastmaster Ankit, when he put up the message this morning, I quickly checked with Reena and she said, we are in for the meeting and all of that. But towards even, I know there was a little uncertainty, but I'm so glad you guys managed to pull it off despite all that. Playing the tag role and the GE between the two of you, that is no mean task. It is amazing. Thank you so much for this, because you guys are doing it for others, I must say. So fantastic job. And I'm very glad, despite it being such a small group, I think it was a complete meeting in itself. There were absolutely no shortcomings. So fantastic experience. I think I will keep coming back. Thank you very much. And back to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Aparna. We were a bit short on the role takers, and yeah, I think this is the first time I am taking 3 roles and Ankit is taking 2 roles.
You
But
aced. You aced.
thanks a lot,
And
and
it's not a normal thing. It happens only on long weekends.
yeah.
It was I like to say it was an amazing job by the handling committee by TM Arun, TM Ankit, and TMOD Mrinal Vatsa. The way you guys organized this thing, it was very interactive, and we all learned a lot through this session. And I'm looking forward to be part of many more meetings for Samsung Bangalore. You can just ping me the invite link, where I'll try to join whenever I can. And it was a great learning session. Got to know 2 different kind of unique speeches in TM Subrat and TM Reena, and it was an amazing evening with you guys.
Thank you, Toastmaster Aparna and Jayesh. We would really love to have you back in our meetings.
Can I go next?
Yeah, Toastmaster Subrat.
Thank you. I think, yeah, I was a latecomer in this batch. I got to know only post lunch, and then I thought I might not make it. I might get cold feet. But then something inside me told me, yes, if I have coached somebody, I should take this opportunity and do this. And so thank you for accommodating me. That's what I wanted to start off with. And yes, great meeting. I would like to doff my virtual hat to Arun for just switching roles, just like it's like a magician doing stuff, like taking out one role, put the next one, put the next one. So that's really great. And Ankit and Mrinal, I think great job amongst you to choose a very good theme and the evaluation and the roles. And thank you to Jayesh, Aparna, and Reena. I think I got to know some more interesting people in the Toastmasters universe today. I call it a Toastmasters universe because it is pretty big, but at the same time very approachable. You don't have to fly on a rocket to go to another club. So thank you all. Great meeting. I really loved this. I would love to come back. And yes, I would like to fill that form, come to the Gabbies, and hopefully win the Grammys from there.
Thank
You are
you.
most welcome.
Arun,
Sorry, yeah, Mrinal.
yeah. So thanks a lot for the feedback, Subrat, Toastmaster Subrat, Toastmaster Aparna, and this was my debut as the Toastmaster of the day, and I had a lot to learn and hope to improve on the next session as well. Thank you. Over to you, Toastmaster Arun.
Yeah, Toastmaster Mrinal, as the first time Toastmaster of the day, I think the audience will agree with me when I say that you have aced today's role. And Toastmaster Subrat, we really loved listening to you, and we would like to have you back in our session again in the future. And with that, I think the voting results are now in. So I request all the audience to please unmute yourselves and to give a huge round of applause to the winners.
Oh, wait a second. I had just voted right now. Sorry.
Okay, yeah, so, okay, we are actually 1 vote short.
Yeah, I've just voted right now. Can you just refresh the screen? I think it will work.
Yeah. So please unmute yourselves and be ready to upload to the winners. The best role player of the day goes to Table Topic Master myself. Thanks a lot, everyone. The best tag team player goes to today's grammarian, Master Ankit. The best prepared speaker goes to Toastmaster Reena from the Gabbies. Congratulations, Toastmaster Reena. The best table topic speaker. Oh, this is actually a huge, you have won by a huge margin. Congratulations, Toastmaster Aparna. The best speech evaluator. The best speech evaluator again goes to Toastmaster Aparna. Congratulations. thanks everyone for joining today's session. And yeah, without you guys, I think we would not even be having today's session. So
Thank you.
I would again like to thank you for joining today's session and making it a grand success. And now with the stroke of the virtual gavel, I end today's session. Thank you. Have a nice
Thank you so
weekend.
much. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Bye-bye.
Thank you so much.
Goodbye, everyone.
Looking forward to see
Bye.
you all again. Bye-bye. Take care, please. Stay safe.
Yes, please come to the gathering.
Bye bye.
Yeah, sure. We'll be joining you at the Gabist. I really want to know how to decrease that crutch
Keep
word
my
usage.
number or Aparna's number, and she will send you the link. And thank you so much. This was just my second speech, so I was like really nervous. I'm glad you guys liked it. Thank you.
It did not look like a second speech at all.
Yes,
So,
even my vote went for you for the best speaker.
How sweet. Thank you so much. Thank you. Really. And it makes me now, I'm more confident.